Welcome to day 15 of our vocabulary journey. Today, we'll explore words related to restrictions and overcoming challenges. Let's dive in. The following words illustrate restrictions: restrict, restraint, hinder, hindrance, obstruct, prevent. Restrict. To limit actions or movement. Example: the rules restrict access to the park. Restraint. A control over actions or emotions. Example: she showed restraint by not spending too much. Hinder. To slow or obstruct progress. Example: traffic hindered the ambulance. Hindrance. Something that makes progress difficult. Example: lack of funds was a hindrance. Obstruct. To block or get in the way. Example: the fallen tree obstructed the road. Prevent. To stop something from happening. Example: vaccines prevent diseases. Next, let's look at prohibitions. Prohibit, prohibition, barricade, ban, circumscribe. Prohibit. To formally forbid. Example: smoking is prohibited in public spaces. Prohibition. A formal ban or restriction. Example: there's a prohibition on hunting here. Barricade. A structure to block passage. Example: protesters set up a barricade. Ban. An official restriction or prohibition. Example: the city banned loud music after 10 p.m. Circumscribe. To restrict within limits. Example: laws circumscribe business activities. Moving on to overcoming constraints. Constrain, constraint, dam, obstacle, hurdle. Constrain. To limit freedom or action. Example: time constrains our choices. Constraint. A limitation or restriction. Example: budget constraints affected the project. Dam. A barrier that holds back water. Example: the dam stopped the river's flow. Obstacle. Something that blocks progress. Example: fear is the biggest obstacle to success. Hurdle. A problem that needs to be overcome. Example: getting a visa was the final hurdle. Next, let's understand limitations. Block, limitation, preclude, impede, impediment. Block. To stop movement or progress. Example: a fallen rock blocked the road. Limitation. A condition that restricts. Example: the phone's battery life is its main limitation. Preclude. To make something impossible. Example: rain precluded the outdoor event. Impede. To delay or obstruct. Example: heavy snow impeded the rescue efforts. Impediment. An obstacle or difficulty. Example: speech impediments can be treated with therapy. Lastly, let's discuss resilience. Hamper, closure, deterrence, deter, frontier. Hamper. To hinder or slow progress. Example: poor lighting hampered the search. Closure. The act of closing something. Example: the shop's closure affected the neighborhood. Deterrence. A measure to discourage actions. Example: strict laws act as a deterrence to crime. Deter. To discourage someone from doing something. Example: warnings deterred tourists from visiting the area. Frontier. The extreme limit of understanding or achievement. Example: space exploration pushes the frontiers of science. That's all for today. Use these words and sentences and share them in the comments. Let's break all barriers together. See you on day 16.